Richard Henderson's speech. A puppy eating rhinos, Richard Henderson.
Thank you, Mr. I kicked the door of the truck open. I brought my leg in behind the seat. I got my arm on a pole. I lift the binoculars up to my eyes and place them against my eyes. And I'm scanning the horizon. And I'm looking through this tall grass, and through the binoculars, I see two eyes staring back at me. But they're not human eyes, they're cat eyes. Let me tell you where we are. We're in South Africa. In a place called, and I'll say it one time, and I'll try not to spit on you, Thaflui. It's a Zulu name, but that's where we were. We're in Thaflui. It's one of the few wilderness places left on the earth. And I had the pleasure of going on a safari there. And I was looking at these eyes, and I'm thinking to myself, I think I know what this masculine feline creature is thinking. I think I know what it's thinking. But I can, of course, also see it licking its lips. So I got a pretty good idea what it's thinking when it's checking this out. Ooh, humans, back on the menu. You know, I've always heard, we've heard it said before, that we can learn something from someone, even if they're less talented or less skilled. Have you heard that before? If you keep an open mind. So I'm thinking to myself out there, I'm thinking, what can I learn from these animals? What can I learn from their behaviors? We go a little further and we come across a rhino. This thing must have been 2 tons, 6 foot tall at the shoulders, and he's got his back towards us like this. And he hears us coming, he turns around, he looks, and he goes, And we have to look a little further, and there's another rhino standing away from him, and we think that's a female, and this is a male. And I know what this male's saying. He's saying, you better get out of here right now. I'm focused on something, and you're getting in my way. So needless to say, we took off and went on down the way. We came into a big opening, and it looked like off in the distance that we saw some dogs, and they were surrounding something. And so I said, well, let's go over there and check that out. So the guy leading the safari, driving the truck, he heads that way. And we drive and drive and drive, and the animals are getting bigger and bigger. And what we realize when we get there is it's a pack of hyenas. These things turn around, we get up close, we're like 25 feet away from this pack of hyenas. And they look up at us just like a dog would look up at you from down the street. They just look up at you. You know? It is so amazing. And they're huge. Their heads are as big as watermelons. They're massive animals. And they're eating a rhinoceros. Just like in Discovery Channel movies. This is crazy stuff. We're watching this. What can we learn from the behaviors of these animals? The successful behaviors. Well, I mean, all except for the rhino. He was the last rhino. He was having a bad day. He was getting eaten. He wasn't very successful. You say, well, what makes these animals successful? They're successful because they're alive. They're in the jungle. If you're alive from day to day, that's a success. And so we study these successful behaviors. The first one, the cat, staring at us. What was that cat doing? That cat was studying us, evaluating us. Why? To make an informed decision. When you start something, you're going to study it and make an informed decision. That cat just didn't take off after us 90 miles an hour the second it saw us. It stopped to watch us and see what we were doing. Are we edible? Will we taste good? Do I have the energy to chase these people down? So that's important. Number 2, the rhinoceros. Once we've decided, made a decision about our project, what was that rhinoceros? He was focused. Let me tell you something, multitasking, great in its place, but multitasking is often the enemy of quality. Multitasking is okay in its place, but it's often the enemy of quality. Could you imagine a sculptor, a master artist sculpting a beautiful sculpture, and Facebooking and texting and writing their boss an email and doing work all at the same time? Of course not. This person is going to be totally focused on what they're doing. The beautiful creation of what they're making. Number 3, what were these hyenas doing? Do you think No, but the 30 that was there certainly could. Certainly could. We have to work as a team. When I plugged into Toastmasters, I knew that I had done something right. I knew I had plugged into the right organization at the right time to help myself move forward. Those three things I want you to try really hard to remember them. They're important. Number one, make an informed decision. Don't spend a month gathering information and overload yourself. But get the information you need and make a good informed decision. Number two, focus. Focus on the projects at hand. It's so important. The quality of something that you can put out when you focus is so important. And number three, don't go it alone. Don't go it alone. Work as a team. Work with people. Work with this group of people here at Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Henderson.